Hello and welcome back to Hayward Nature Reserve. Thanks to everybody who subscribed on my new YouTube channel and all the thumbs up that people gave me. Some marvellous comments. Someone said I've got a beautiful face for radio. Another one said I had a wonderful way with words. Just a shame they were all in the wrong order. But nonetheless, thanks very much. I also want to give a big shout out to my daughter Laura. She did a lot of the camera work and a lot of the editing for me on my first video, so thanks very much. Now Laura's gone back to university for her lockdown, which starts in a couple of days. But I've drafted in my oldest daughter, Laura being my youngest daughter, I've drafted in my oldest daughter Molly to help me out with some editing and some filming as well. The purpose of today's video was to take you around the nature reserve to show you some of the things we've been working on here, some of the projects we've got going, some of the ideas I've got for the future. You can see one of those from this window, so come on, let's take a look at that now. So this is at the front of the hide. We have a range of feeders. This is the bird table, and we have numerous posts. This one I use to attract jays to. It's got a little hole at the top where I put peanuts. And I've got some other posts here near and some a little bit further away. I hope to use these to attract the local buzzards in. There are a pair of buzzards in the adjacent wood, and they had one chick this year that survived, and it's a juvenile flying around at the moment, so hopefully we'll get some footage of that at some stage. I've not seen it for a few days though, but I'm sure it'll come back. And we've got another feeding station to the right here, and that again I'll be using for buzzards. Some of the posts I hope to attract sparrowhawks. Look, sparrowhawks are here anyway, and wherever you feed young birds, or small birds rather, you're going to have sparrowhawks in the area. This is the woodland area, and I'm in a field adjacent to the woodland, and we're going to get sparrowhawks. So I hope to get some good shots. I want to find a way of maybe feeding the sparrowhawks without them taking the small birds. So that's a massive challenge. So hopefully we'll be up to it. What I really wanted to show you though was this dead tree here, and when I arrived at the reserve I noticed there was a female kestrel flying around. Like lots of raptors, kestrels have had a hard time since the turn of the century and numbers have declined, so I think anything we can do to encourage kestrel numbers and other raptors I think is well worth doing. And what I've done here, I've got a local tree surgeon who's put up a kestrel box for me. Let me zoom in. The lens I've got on the camera today is the Sony 200-600. It's an absolutely fantastic lens for bird photography. It's got a fantastic zoom, so you can zoom in and out, great for flight shots. It's f6.3, it's at its widest end, so it's a little bit slower than some of the monster primes, but it is a fantastic lens. And the body I'm using is the A7R4, which is a tremendous camera for bird photography. More recently I've actually spotted a pair of kestrels. We had a male and a female. Female was perched in the tree, and in this dead tree rather, and the male was perched in an adjacent tree to the left. But that's a good sign. You probably know that kestrels tend to hunt more from perches in the winter and do more hovering in the summer. I guess when they need more food they need to hover, but you see them in the winter using perches, and this is one of them. Not here today at the moment, but there's the kestrel box, and that's all ready and waiting for next year. Hopefully we'll get a breeding pair in there. So that's fine. The other thing I'd like to do is let's have a look at the side window, and we'll have a quick look at what's going on in the drinking pool this morning, and then I'll take you around the rest of the reserve. So the first thing I want to take you to see is a nest box I put in the southwest corner of the reserve, and again a contribution that the farmers made has been absolutely fantastic. So come on, let's go. So this is the barn owl nest box that I was telling you about. Put this up towards the end of July. What happens with barn owls, July to November, the young disperse from the nests, and they probably travel within 10 kilometres to find a roost. So what I've done, I've put the barn owl nest box just here in this tree above me. And the problem with a nest box here, it's the first time a nest box has been placed here, it's got a really good aspect. It's open, barn owls can see it, they can fly straight in as well. It's what barn owls like. The problem here, I guess, is the food supply. I mean, barn owls on average probably eat about 4 mammals per evening. So what's that? 1,460 mammals over a year, and most of those are field voles. But we just haven't got that population here. Now they will obviously travel the territory and find a food source, but I thought it'd be a really great idea if we could create a food source a little bit closer, and that's where the farmer, or my farmer, stepped up again. And what he's done is this field here, which I'll move around and you can see, this field here he's put to grass and wildflowers. So next spring this should be glorious, and I'm hoping it will attract a mating pair of barn owls. Probably unlikely next year, probably the year after I might get a bit more success, but who knows. Barn owls, about 12,000 breeding pairs in the UK, and we really need to get those numbers up. It's a fantastic, beautiful bird. I've photographed them on many occasions, and I mean, I'll show you some shots now. As I was going to say, this is the field. If we swivel around, we'll have a look. And this field, the whole field has been put over, set aside to grass and wildflowers. So, you know, absolutely fantastic. Fingers crossed, we'll get our barn owls in. So that pretty much concludes the tour for today. There are a few other things that I'd like to show you, like the pond and the little owl's nest box, but we'll probably save the detail of that for another video. Just all that remains for me to say thank you for tuning in. You know, thank you for subscribing and liking if that's what you're going to do, if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you in the next video.